Hi, I'm Stacy. I work for our father as a hairstylist. Welcome to today's Snapshot podcast. Enjoy.
A coworker had warned Pat about a fellow coworker who was attending her class. Pat was told that she was not going to like George at all. He'd challenge her in front of the whole class just for argument's sake. When she'd want everyone to be on one website, he'd be off surfing somewhere else. Her coworker warned Pat that George was smart, arrogant, and thought everything was about him. Just great, Pat told herself. 4 weeks in a small training room with too many people, and now George, who clearly would be one too many. She'd have to deal with him early, make sure he knew his place. She was ready for him. Late to class by 30 seconds. "George, where were you?" she'd ask. "On the wrong website?" "George, you're supposed to be on the search engine." Failed to hand back his headphones. "Where are they?" Pat would challenge him. He'd given them to Nancy to return for him. After a particular public rebuke, George asked to talk to her privately. "Dr. Pat," George said, "I'm upset. I feel like you're picking on me. What have I done to be treated this way?" Suddenly, it hit Pat that she'd been treating George based on behavior someone else had told her to expect, rather than anything she had actually seen. She was always expecting the worst and prejudging George's intent. She told George he was right and she was wrong. "You don't deserve this treatment. Will you forgive me?" And since she rebuked him in front of the class, she apologized to him the same way. George, as it turned out, was a very committed Christian who just had a stronger personality style.
Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37.
We all have hidden suspicions about others, especially coworkers. We may have formed them on our own, or we may have been influenced by what others have told us. Hidden suspicions are thoughts and ideas we have about each other, usually their attitudes, opinions, or intentions. They are subjective on our part. They start as little thoughts, built only on our own impressions or preconceived notions. They begin innocently, but easily take on a life of their own. As we toy with these thoughts in the recesses of our minds, they become more real, and we become more certain that they are accurate. These hidden suspicions become the filters through which we view the facts in front of us. Amazingly, the actions of individuals only seem to confirm our worst suspicions, and now become, in our minds at least, irrefutable realities. It is because they are hidden that they are so dangerous. That's exactly what Satan likes to see. Keep them in the dark. Whatever we do, he doesn't want us to bring them into the light. We might find out the truth.
Buy truth, and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding. Proverbs 23:23.
As long as they are hidden, they just fog up our ability to understand the truth. Therefore, look for every opportunity to bring the hidden suspicion into the light. How and who you do this with depends on the suspicion. Most of our suspicions start out innocuously. The sooner we address them, the less we'll be invested in them and emotional about them. We will discover what is true quicker and easier.
For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Matthew 6:14-15.
Always when expressing a suspicion, pose it as a question, not a statement of fact. We really don't know people's intent. One of two things will happen. It'll either be confirmed or denied, assuming the person is being honest. If confirmed, you can address it. Denied, we can move forward with a truer understanding. This is what happened between George and Pat. Pat assumed George was a troublemaker and treated him as such. George approached Pat and expressed his belief that she was picking on him for some reason, without justification that he could see. George was himself forming suspicion and opinion about Pat. She had the grace and courage to admit he was right and apologize.
Father, open my eyes to see any hidden suspicions I have about others. Show me ways in which I prejudge others' intentions or hold bitterness towards them. Remove the fog from my eyes and show me the way forward.
Snapshot podcasts are a project of WorkLight. For more resources like this one, visit us at worklight.org to sign up for our Flame monthly newsletter and our Workday Spark Reflections. While you're there, be sure to learn more about challenge weekends, small groups, and how to become an igniter for Christ.